Hey everyone, this is Felicia with The Book is Done. I just finished um, a book that I think I said I was going to finish a few days ago. It's been touch and go. Excuse me. It's been touch and go because I'm still getting over the strep throat. But at the same point in time, um, when I had the energy, I was able to read a little bit here and there. So this is the book, My Husband's Wife, by Anya Mora, or Anaya Mora. That was her first book that she read, and I believe that, or that she wrote. And I believe that it came out last year. I've had the book since last year, but I was just like, let me get to it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'm upset that I waited this long. There were some parts in the book where it just kind of, not to say dragged on, but at the same point in time, I guess I'm so accustomed to where it's like, okay, you get a little bit of information, get to it. Information, get to it. Like, just get to the meat and potatoes of everything. And so, oh, but baby, when the end came, oh, it was, it was a few times where I was just like this. Oh my gosh, like I had a feeling here and there as to what was going on, and she threw a little curveball in there. But I am so sorry, y'all. It's the medicine. But in all things, My Husband's Wife. So the book starts out with this woman whose name is Penny, and she is a waitress in a diner, and she's married to a man named Ledger, or Ledger. I want to say it's Ledger. It reminds me of Heath Ledger. So his name is Ledger, and they have 4-year-old twins. So she's 24. I don't know how old he is, but he came into the diner one day because he was, at the time, he wasn't a trucker, but he came into the diner. She served him. They ended up like hooking up, and not to say like a one-night stand became like a lifelong thing, but she ended up getting pregnant with twins, and they decided to make it work. So it was just like, okay, cool. So he would work. He would be on the road for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, come home for like 3 days and go back out on the road. So book starts out. She talks to him. She's just like, I can't wait for you to get here. I miss you. The twins need you. They need their dad. I need their dad. And their twins are, sorry, excuse me, girl and boy twins. Just like I have girl and boy twins. But that's what they have. And so he was like, I'll be there. And so next day she's at work, and then all of a sudden on the news, hear about this big accident. A trucker involved accident, highway shut down. So I was like, Lord have mercy, this is him. Come to find out, lo and behold, it was him. It was his truck. And she's going through all the motions. Her name is Penny. She's going through all of the motions naturally because, I mean, I couldn't imagine. I've never been married. And so I couldn't imagine becoming a widow. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine that hurt, especially when you have kids. And so going throughout the book, her mom is like her rock. I forgot her mom's name. Cynthia. I forgot. But she has her neighbor, Bethany. And I guess you could say the husband's best friend, Jack, who works with him. And so, Penny is still trying to piece it together because they said that like his truck ran off the road into a river, and his body, they can't find the body. So then it was, I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 days later, this woman comes up to the door, and her name is Emma. And Penny was like, how can I help you? Like, what's going on? She hasn't told the kids that the accident happened. She just said that, he's on a super long trip. So Emma is like, I heard the name and what happened and the accident all in the news, and I just wanted to come by to pay my respects and just to get more information. And Penny is like, what do you mean more information? And Emma says, I believe that the man that is missing is my husband. Time out. Time out. What? What now? And so this reminds me of a Kirsten Modglin book where, hold on, where is it? I want to say, because I'm looking at her books now on my bookshelf. I want to say it's My Husband's Secret, I think, where this woman, she was at the gravesite and like she's like actively like burying her husband, and she notices these two women who are like off in the distance. And long story short, all three of them had a relationship. The one who was at the gravesite, she was like legit the wife. They had a daughter together who was like 3 or 4. The other one had been together. They had like a civil type, a common law marriage, if you will, where they were together for 12 years. And then the other one was a girlfriend, and I can't remember if they had kids or not, but he legit had a relationship with all 3 of them. So I was just like, yo, with My Husband's Wife, with this book, I was like, hopefully it's not like a Frida McFadden book. I have to see when that, not Frida, Kirsten Modglin book, I have to see when that book was released. Like I said, My Husband's Wife was released in 2023. And so I was just like, oh, Lord, this woman, she real brave. These folks be brave and come into the doggone door and be like, hey, so the person who died is my husband, or it was my wife. You brave, because it's like instant death for me. Like, I'm sorry, what now? And so, yeah, now that I think about it, that was another book too that I read where it was like, oh, that was a Frida McFadden book too, but it was the newest one, the satirical novel. Child, if you haven't read that one, who child? So, seems like it's a running theme. I hope not, but My Husband's Wife, back to the book. Penny is just like, I'm holding out hope. Like, I don't feel it. I don't feel as though he's dead. And so she's going with the police officer came to the scene. They came to the house. Came to the house, and he's just like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. This seems like, at first he said it seems like it was a murder or like an accident. Then he came back and said, well, I'm sorry, we seem to believe that this has been a suicide because the brake lines were cut. I'm sorry, what now? So she's going to his employer because she went on Ledger's laptop and it was a folder that was just like, information to give to the transportation company about the brake maintenance, So he had Ledger, he had reported that something was wrong with the brakes, and the company didn't do anything about it. So when the accident happened, the company held payment on his paychecks and wasn't giving any back pay until the investigation was completed. So she goes up to the company and she was like, why are you holding checks like that? This is something that we need. This is our livelihood. And they said, well, ma'am, we can't, we can't give you paychecks for something who possibly committed suicide. Y'all real bold. Y'all real bold. Like, the investigation wasn't even done yet. So she's going back and forth with the company. They were just like really not empathetic about the whole situation. Meanwhile, Emma, girl, I don't cuss, I promise you. But I was like, this heifer here is legit showing up at the house like she a household, like she a friend, like she a family friend. Y'all, she kept showing up at the house. She was like, oh, I'll babysit your twins for you. I'll, you want to hang out, we can get lunch together. Or this lady trying to be friends. What you mean? Like, you up here talking about how my husband is your husband, and she was like, I feel like he faked his death with this marriage so that he can get into the second marriage. And excuse me. And I believe that he's going for a third marriage because I feel like he faked this death too. I was like, yo, Emma real, she ballsy. Like, she real, she, not to say she hood, but she I don't know. Couldn't be me, y'all. And so I'm not going to give away the whole book, but come to find out, it was true that Ledger was married the first time, because he didn't tell Penny anything. Penny is like, what are you talking about, married before he had a child? What are you talking? Are we talking about the same person? His name was Henry James. And so, like, it was a whole bunch of dialogue, a whole bunch of, like, intricate details that went into it, because come to find out, Ledger was adopted. He was in foster care. She knew that he had a rough start, but, excuse me, I promise you I'm going to bed, like, as soon as I finish this, but she knew that he had a rough life coming up. She knew that he was in foster care, but she didn't know the extent of the foster care, meaning she didn't know that he had a sibling. She didn't know that there was an accident and a sibling died. So the first marriage was true. Them having a first child, Eva, I believe, come to find out, it just said that she had an unexpected death. She was 3 months old, and they went to the crib to go check on her and realized she wasn't breathing. I believe that it was SIDS, that like sudden infant death syndrome, where, you know, it's no reason, it's no explanation, the baby just dies, just stop breathing. So I really feel as though that's what happened to their baby. And so Emma never recovered from that, and she was mad at Ledger. At the time, he was called another name. I'm not going to give it away, but she was upset that he wasn't as hurt and angry as she was that this happened. And she was like, I wanted him to be angry just like me. So it was like a whole bunch of domestic violence type stuff. So there are a lot of triggers in this book, and it's not like really underlining, and it doesn't come out like right and say it, but it's definitely something that you'll come across. But in all things, do I feel like the book could have been written somewhat shorter? It's only like 213 pages, so it's a lot to put into that. But there were some things that I felt like could have been left out. That way it wouldn't seem so drawn out. But at the same point in time, 213 pages is like a quick read. Well, for me, it wasn't that bad. And so definitely, if you can, when you can, check it out. My Husband's Wife, Anya, Mora. I got that on Amazon. And so definitely check her out, because we are all about supporting our indie authors. They got to make a living too, you know. And so before I leave here, you know, one thing, I'm going to be on live tomorrow. Well, I can't be on live because I don't have that many followers, but I will be taking like a short video and stuff. There's a huge, massive bookstore or book sale, county book sale that is happening. They have literally tens of thousands of books in this place. These books are like 25 cents, 50 cents. I normally leave out with like 30 books and only pay $20 for it. Amazingness. When I tell you I treat this like it's my birthday, I've been waiting for this. They do it twice a year, normally either in March or April and in October. I've been waiting for this day for the longest, okay? So I plan on being there tomorrow. I will let you know, give you the skinny as to what's happening. And then two, I got this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't started it yet because I wanted to finish My Husband's Wife. And then I also wanted to feel better too. So, it's in my hands, baby. Oh, I can't wait. I'm waiting on one more. I have to order it. The Hidden by Kirsten Modglin. I think I talked about that the other day. And so I have to order that book. I have to see. I have to order it. So, hopefully, I feel like when I open this Freedom McFadden book, excuse me, I'm going to treat it just like everything else and inhale it. Try not to read it in one setting because I want it to last. Like, the Crash doesn't come out until February 26th, I believe, like a week before my birthday. And so in all things, we got a lot to look forward to. So I hope that you are having a good day so far, and that I will be seeing y'all tomorrow. Good night, y'all.